breath, but I think it's not enough. I think take a big breath like. So there is a fact, there a very interesting fact about gamification. Game is that nowadays in 1 week, people are spending 3 billion hours a day for playing game. It's equal to 300,000 years spent for a week playing game. It's a huge number, and many people claim that the game is useless because it's time-consuming, it's money wasting, a lot of wasting about game. But meanwhile, our world are facing many problems like poverty, like climate change, like infectious disease, like China's oil rig, something like that. But meanwhile, many people still spending their time on playing game. Is it a waste? But however, there's according to a research from a 10-year experience game designer named McGonigal. She delivered a speech on TED Talk. She said that in order to solve the world problem, we maybe need more than 3 billion hours a week for game. We need 21 billion hours a week for game. But the first time I heard her speak, I think she's crazy. She's crazy because in the real life we have a lot of problems to solve. So why do we need to spend more time playing game? It was very interesting when I heard her speech. She said that when I listened to her speak on TED Talk, she mentioned about the game. Why we need to spend more time on playing game, and how does it can help us to solve the problem? It's because the game has a very strong power to make the player believe in themselves that they can change the world. Because you see that, do you believe that our current problem of this world, like poverty, like climate change, can be solved in some day, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week? No. Maybe for myself, I think it's maybe nearly impossible. Maybe nearly. But in game, the player, they always believe that they can make the difference. They can make an epic win. Let me just show you an example. They researched that the researcher put a camera in front of the monitor screen to capture the player emotion expression, facial expression of the player. And this is an example why the game can solve the world problem. A very interesting picture. So like this, a face of a player like this. Like this face. with the eyes out up and the O-shaped open mouth. Why? It's called an epic win because he's on the verge of an epic win. It's like she got super surprised, but very totally concentrate on what he's doing. It's gaming because he's achieving an achievement that he never can achieve. This. So come back to our problem, because our current problems of this world is very serious and very huge. So but in the game world, every player believe it, because they sometimes they already achieve some kind of epic win. But the problem is, it's only the game is topic cheap. But its game is easy. But how the reality? How can we resume this like a game? But we use the game, game mechanic, game approach to the non-game, in the non-game context. This is the big question, big struggle in of gamification. And Jane McGonigal, her and his team spent 3 years to build several games. And one game I read that captured my attention is a game called War Without Oil. War Without Oil. In that game, people is because War Without Oil is fictional. It's not real. But the game designer put a lot of game features to make it like reality. And the player, they sign up, and they tell the game about where do they live, and in the game we stand back to them, and real time video say about how much a gallon of gas costs in the habitant, and what food is not available in the market now, right at their house, and how the traffic may be affected by the oil running out. And the game asks the player, so how do you deal with this problem? How you will survive this problem, this situation? And then they ask the player to record a video or write a blog to establish about the solution and share it with friends. 1,700 players joined this game, and during 3 years, the game designer keep track their own behavior changing, and they already changed. They have a very huge transformation in their behavior. A lot of people start to cycling, start to ride bicycle, to plant tree. Some people say to spend less oil, and this work, and this is an example for us to see that if we can make the game, when we can make the game in the good situation, good setup, it can help the learner. It's not only spend time to play, but can help the world better. Thank you.